You know, one thing we have here in Below Nation, TXCN, just a small part of the Below Nation, but one thing we have is an incredible wealth of history. The history books we have are all in video form, and hopefully you enjoy the new feature we have. I guess we invented it about last week at this time, but it is called the Sportstalk Time Machine, which allows us to walk back in time and enjoy things from the past, and maybe we won't enjoy some of the things from the past. But tell you what, tonight I think you're going to enjoy it, despite the fact it is about a Cowboys loss. It was the first season under Barry Switzer. The Cowboys had won 2 consecutive Super Bowls and were playing for the chance to make it 3. They ran into a team of destiny, it looked like, on this sunny day at Candlestick Park. And tonight, our Sportstalk Time Machine takes us back to the scene of the crime, January of 1995. The one that got away in what many call Troy Aikman's finest hour, but the boys came up short. George Riba was on the scene for Channel 8.
The tailgate parties began early. So did the cheering inside the stadium as Troy Aikman's mom anxiously awaited the start of the game.
When I was
Ricky Waters came out singing, then later came out swinging as he and Lincoln Coleman were ready to get it on.
Back to Troy.
But no one could have predicted this start. Troy Aikman misleading Eric Davis, who intercepted the pass and returned it 44 yards for a touchdown, and only the 3rd play of the game.
Being a part of this, being able to do some things to help this team get to where we want to be, it feels good.
Dallas's second possession wasn't much different. Aikman hitting Michael Irvin, but this time Davis stripped the ball, and Tim McDonald recovered. This time it took the 49ers 5 plays to score as Steve Young hit a wide-open Ricky Waters, who took it in from 29 yards out in a 14-0 lead.
I think the team that makes the less mistakes, will win the game. And for that case, today that was the case.
The Cowboys continued to self-destruct as Kevin Williams fumbled a kickoff. Adrian Walker stripped the ball, and kicker Doug Bryan recovered. From there, rookie William Floyd would score for a 21-0 lead, a first-quarter record for an NFC Championship game as 3 turnovers led to 3 touchdowns.
It's really kind of comical and nearly a laugher when you go out and play the first 5 minutes of the ball game and give San Francisco 21 points, kind of like the Keystone Cops.
San Francisco's first-quarter momentum was finally halted when Troy Aikman hit Michael Irvin deep. The play covered 44 yards and a score of 21-7. The Cowboys could have narrowed the deficit to a single touchdown when Irvin caught this pass early in the second quarter. But officials said he was out of the end zone. And when a 3rd down draw led to a missed field goal, Dallas's momentum quickly halted. The 49ers added a field goal before the Cowboys scored again. Aikman to Novacek for 19. A key 3rd down play was converted as Aikman hit Irvin, who beat Deion Sanders for 11. Emmitt Smith then scored his first touchdown of the day, but Dallas still trailed by 10, 24-14.
We know we gave it our best effort to come back, and we just fell short. Today wasn't our day.
The Cowboys had the ball with 1 minute and 2 seconds left in the first half, but used very little time. In fact, a 23-yard punt by John Jett gave the 49ers great field position with 30 seconds still left in the first half. And Young took just 22 seconds to find Jerry Rice behind Larry Brown for a commanding 31-14 halftime lead.
I was sitting on a route that Jerry, one of his favorite routes that he usually runs, and he didn't run it, and I was squatting on it, and he ran right by me on it and got a chance to make a play. It's nobody's fault but my own.
The Cowboys turned the ball over 4 times in the first half, but didn't get their first turnover until the start of the 3rd, when Dave Thomas recovered a fumble by Dexter Carter. Smith scored to cap a short 25-yard drive, and Dallas trailed by only 10 again, 31-21. But Steve Young engineered a 70-yard drive, scoring a 3-yard touchdown as the 49ers were back on top 38-21. San Francisco's offense netted 451 yards to Dallas's 294.
Everybody played and did what they can do. We just made mistakes. And in these games, you don't make mistakes. Over the last few years, we hadn't made those mistakes. That's why we were champions. This year, they didn't make the mistakes. That's why they're the NFC champions.
Smith, whose hamstring was a topic of conversation all week, finally gave out on this play, leaving the game with 20 carries for 74 yards.
I actually pulled the other hamstring. How stupid can I be? I mean, man. I knew I didn't really want to go outside and try to outrun someone to the corner. I knew I would cause a lot of stress upon the bad one. But I didn't realize at the time I was going to end up pulling the other one.
But even with Smith out, the Cowboys went on to score. First, a great fourth down catch by Kevin Williams. Then a touchdown pass of 10 yards from Aikman to Michael Irvin with 8:29 left in the game. But San Francisco led by 10 again, 38-28. The Cowboys were driving again when Aikman tried to hit Irvin, Sanders bumping Irvin, and when no flag was thrown, Barry Switzer got involved, drawing a flag for bumping an official.
Well, I just demonstrated what you could see on the screen, that what both of them should have called is obvious to me. So I know we're going to have the ball there, and I can't look at both of them, and they wouldn't make that call. And you saw Larry Brown's call the first half? I mean, okay, you got any officials in here?
Do we win the game if that doesn't happen? Yes. No. I'm kidding. Probably not.
And the troubles continued on a punt as Kevin Smith and Adam Walker were both ejected from the game.
I can see a guy spitting on you, but a guy lifting his knee off the ground to try to, kick you in the midsection. That's pretty low, really, really low.
Despite all the turnovers and despite Aikman being sacked 3 times in the fourth period, Dallas still had a chance to win until this 4th and 18 came up short. Dallas lost a chance to three-peat, losing the NFC Championship to San Francisco 38-28. And Jerry Jones expects offseason criticism for failing to get to the Super Bowl as Jimmy Johnson looked on.
I think that probably I'll get criticized a lot. I don't have any judgment as to whether it's deserved or not. You'll do that.
We had a good year and probably had a better year than people probably thought we were going to have.
It's great. It's great. I can't believe it. Yeah. Something I never dreamed. We got nothing to pretend. We got to go all the way.
My mom died 4 weeks ago. I was hurt from that. I was divorced 5 weeks ago. I was hurt from that. This, I'm disappointed.
It's hard, like I said, it's hard to describe. I mean, I've been in that field for 8 years now, and gone through all kinds of emotions. You can imagine the uphill battles that have been fought, and that's just a great feeling to wander around and enjoy it with the fans.
If I get offered from another team and they match it, I'll be happy to stay here. But if not, I'm out of here.
I'm confident that, we'll be back. We'll be back and we'll be ready to roll. But, with who, I'm not real sure.
So Dallas's chance to rewrite the Super Bowl record book comes to an end where it all began here at sloppy Candlestick Park. And now San Francisco is the only team left with a chance to become the first team to win 5 Super Bowl championships. George Riba, Channel 8 Sports at Candlestick Park in San Francisco.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the Sports Talk Time Machine for tonight. And by the way, let me say this. If there's something that, one of the Dallas sports moments of the past or Texas sports moments perhaps that you would like to relive again, within reason, I think our archives only go back to, the 1600s. But if there's something the last couple decades that you want to see again, maybe we'll throw it in the Sports Talk Time Machine coming up. So email us at sportstalk@txcn.com if you would like to factor into that. Now, coming up next, speaking of the good old days, one of the great NBA players of the 80s, no doubt, and now a guy who will be sitting on the Mavericks bench full-time. He is Sidney Moncrief. Will be in studio coming up next, so stay with us.